What's up, ladies and gentlemen, it's at the Tan Tigron, and today we are actually taking another first look at Carmageddon Reincarnation. And the reason that we're doing that is something that happens very rarely in this day and age. This game, we did a first look at it in its alpha state, and it is now actually, thanks to Diddy Hop PC for pointing this out to me, this game is now in its official beta stage. And one of the most notable features that it ended up adding was actually a public multiplayer. But for today specifically, we're actually just going to be playing single player in the free mode. I've noticed that multiplayer is a little bit inconsistent. You know, you can't always find people hosting a game and stuff like that. And when I was checking out like the comments and stuff like that on the community forums and everything like that, I think a lot of people are kind of soft playing multiplayer with their friends and stuff like that, and kind of staying away from the overall like instability of the game and stuff like that. Now we're just saying in the pause menu, and let's get right into it. For those that are wanting to know like the game mechanics and how the game operates and stuff like that, you can refer to the first look at the alpha footage, because there hasn't really been that many fundamental changes to the actual core gameplay. However, I will like to point out, get out of the way, that the stability of this game has ramped up hardcore. I mean, I still have like, I got a god computer, and I gotta say that I still can't play this game on its maximum settings without having some huge frame rate dips, especially in some of the more specific levels and stuff like that. And that's to be expected because this game is very fancy and stuff, but wow! But a lot of it just legit has to do with the fact that the game is still very, very unstable. But I would like to point out that if you're trying to buy this for the multiplayer alone, it does work and it's great, and you can more consistently, it's probably better to be playing it with your friends rather than publicly. My goodness, they're wrecking us hard. The other thing, too, that they ended up adding, let's just respawn behind him, is they have a proper career mode now. I mean, we're... I didn't even notice those mines. We are just in free play mode. Like I said, you gotta play through the first level before you actually get it. And now, one of the things that I personally just... as far as like a content creator and recording videos and stuff like that, I would complain about this, but it's better for the overall experience of the game. In the alpha version, you had to play through one level against the bots before everything was unlocked. Now they have like a full, like 100% full on proper campaign career mode. And oh, pardon me. And it actually works where it's like you have to unlock everything, like all the cars and stuff. You start with, I think, get out of here, can we wreck someone? You start with, I think, there's this car, there is another yellow car, which I'm sure everybody probably knows by name, all the Carmageddon fans. And then there is another third car, but it's like you see all these other people driving around us and stuff. Those cars you have to actually unlock, and a lot of the levels you have to unlock. Now, the way that you unlock the levels is you have to just get to them in the campaign, and unlocking other players and cars and stuff is gotten just by your star points, let's just call it. Ugh. So, you just have to play through the game, smashing other cars, racing through the game, destroying all the pedestrians. That's the way to actually win a match. And, you know, I'm the type where it's like, I just like crashing everyone, get out of the way. But we're not doing too good right now just because, I don't know, I guess it's a little tough for me to commentate and race at the same time. But anyway, you end up gaining a crap ton of points, which we're actually at minus 9,000. Almost already minus, like, 10,000 right there. Oh man, head-on collision, yeah! And the more points you get, oh, we got nitro right now too, that really helps. The more, my goodness, he still slings around a lot, it's weird. But anyway, yeah, so you end up spending points. Like, I think the first unlock that you actually get is at like 150,000 points or something like that. So you can ultimately just replay levels. I think we can still get points for this free play mode, but honestly, I don't know. And I also don't know if the minus points actually matters. Like, I don't know if that actually affects your overall game progress, or if that's just saying that we're not going to get anything for this match, because I keep getting wrecked, and I haven't destroyed anybody. Not at all. Seriously, sometimes, I swear, right before I recorded this, I was doing fantastic. Another thing, too, is now the game has proper full-on... Ooh, can we do this? Yeah, skills! The game actually has proper full-on controller support now. Before in the alpha version, it was... okay, it worked. Let's just say that. It worked. Not very well... but it works. And now they actually have, like, I'm just playing 100% with the controller, and it works perfectly fine. You can use, like, left and right bumper and D-pad and stuff for all this stuff, but this stuff gets a little bit confusing because you need to unlock it, right? Something else I would like to point out, too, because I noticed a lot of people were asking in my first look, and I want to confirm that, yes, indeed, this game... You know what? Let's just start going for the race, by the way. This game is planned to come out for the Xbox One and PlayStation 4, but, of course, if you want to play it early, like we are kind of now, on PC, of course, is the only way to go. But, unfortunately, like I said, like, the game requires a pretty beefy rig. Like, unless you have something that is at least a moderate gaming computer, you're probably going to be able to handle this game on low settings. I mean, right now we're kind of on medium, and I found that there's some settings that I could tweak to definitely make this game look a little tighter, that's for sure. But ultimately, like, I found, like, anti-aliasing, and there's a couple very specific settings that ultimately... Let's try and get the sticky wall climber. Ultimately, it's a little... Wow! Okay, that was a trick. Can we flip? Yes, thank you. Ultimately, it is still very unstable, and it still requires much more graphics than it actually needs to. Also, I would like to point out, too, I mean, we're not really exploring it right now, but beforehand, the game kind of felt like it was in alpha, whereas now it's kind of like they keep calling it an open beta. I'm not sure what it means by an open beta, because that implies that it's like, I guess, different than a public or private beta or something. I don't know. But anyway, the cool thing that I love about this game now is that it actually feels like it's a lot more fleshed out. I mean, like, you have a lot more of the classic power-ups and stuff like that. I even saw in their trailer the old ball and chain that you can get behind your car. I would love to get that today, but I don't think we will. Also, spring! Get him! Oh, dang it. I want to destroy at least one person. My goodness gracious. I will also point out to my younger audience, because dang it, I want to point out to the younger audience too that this game is very, like, wow, overly adult, especially for a racing game. I mean, don't if you're like a younger member, do not go to their forums, like, at all. Like, it's disgusting, and not in a good way. But I'm just gonna keep doing the race for now. We probably won't actually finish the entire race, just because there's not really that much else that we would actually talk about, but I just want to kind of show you all that the game is functioning a lot better. This level also, as far as I know, is one of them. I mean, I think all the levels are like classic Carmageddon levels, same with all the cars and everything like that, because that's the thing that's so cool about this game, is it took like a million years for them to come out with a new one, that now they can get away with doing like using all the old content without having to add much new, other than just a new twist on it, you know? Like, it's like all the cars are the same, all the power-ups are the same. It's Carmageddon. And another thing, too, that I will point out, I did point this out in my first look. Pardon me. But I will point out to anybody that's just tuning into this video exclusively, this game is actually being developed by the same developers years ago that developed all the other Carmageddon games. I also want to point out that it is a fantastic deal if you are a Carmageddon fan, because you get every Carmageddon game. You get Carmageddon 1, Carmageddon 2, and Carmageddon TDR. Yep, that's right. You get all 4 games, including this one, all for the price of one. And it's absolutely wonderful, because even the older games, they kind of went back to them and kind of touched them up a little bit. As far as I know, I think most of them, don't quote me on it just because I haven't actually tried it, but I'm pretty sure that most of them actually have like online multiplayer as well. So that's really cool that they made the old ones like kind of reborn type of thing, you know? I want to keep using, what is this power we got right here? Pedestrian napalm. Did I point out too? I think I already did, but yeah, the controls are definitely a lot better. Like before, in the alpha version, the car kind of felt like very sluggish, very tough to control, kind of like a turtle or a tank or something like that. And I don't just mean because in my other first look at the alpha version, we were actually playing as the big heavy rider. No, that's not why, ladies and gents, because overall, even playing as all the other cars, dang it! Even as playing as all the other cars and stuff like that, it was still very sluggish for the controls. Oh, head-on collision! Yes, we wrecked him! Finally, we got at least one of them. Oh, it shows it in the top left. Okay, cool. Well, top left. Also, the mini-map showing up too. I think, was the minimap in the other version? I don't know, honestly, it's been a long enough time. I should have actually really rewatched my first look at the alpha before I ended up doing this. You can also always just push in the map button, and it takes a little bit for you to figure out, or at least for me, where we are, which is on the bottom left right there. Always takes me a little bit, but thankfully you can see all the other cars around the map and stuff like that. And I know we're on like a 10-minute mark, which is usually good enough for these, but I want to try and finish because we're already on lap 3 and we're almost done, and this will be the first race that I've ever actually completed in the beta version. Now, I do want to point out that the game is still, of course, beta, so this is kind of like the, let's just say it's the finished product, but it's still under development, because I've actually had it happen a couple times where my progress ends up not getting saved properly. Maybe it just doesn't save progress entirely. I'm not exactly sure about that. I haven't actually tested it because I'm just messing around in free mode and stuff like that. But there is progress issues as well as constant game crashes. Like, I've had this game crash on me, I think, 2 times now. Pretty much every time I play it, it's just like a time limit until it crashes. So that, unfortunately, is a big step down from the alpha version, because the alpha version I found to be a lot more stable while not running nearly as well. So maybe that's the trade-off or something like that. I don't know. And right now we just stopped. The game also, I do want to point out, because it popped out on my screen, is it has full-on achievements and everything like that as well. I do want to see if it actually gives us unlockable points. Oh, maybe it's gotta go through the loading screens. The loading screens are horrendous. They take like 5 years to actually go through. But still, the fact that this game is 100% playable. Oh, we don't get the points. Okay, so that means free mode is just free mode. Like, I thought that was going to be anyway. But anyway, that's gonna be it for this first look, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, when this game does get a full-on release, we will probably do another first look at it. But until then, thank you all so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. I hope you found this video helpful in your decision whether or not you should actually purchase this game. It's still pretty unstable right now, but if you have a computer that can handle it, the game 100% works, besides a couple bugs and just crashing and generally stuff like that. Stuff you would expect from a beta, but the fact that this game is actually being developed by a professional company and coming to consoles means that the difference between this game and other early access games is that this one is guaranteed going to be finished. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to smack that like button, share, favorite, and subscribe to join Team Pixel. Sign on, stay epic, everybody. Believe in yourself.